Hey everybody, Tom Barnes, stories from the 78. And this is an interesting 78 just because it's happening at Carol's Pub. But I'm talking to Rashad, who's playing at Carol's Pub on August 9th. But you are out in Tennessee, right?
I am.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks for joining me. I appreciate you taking time to chat with me during the day here. It looks like you're, where you at? Like, are you in a recording studio with the headphones on and the whole thing?
Oh yeah, this is my little studio. I got the headphones on because I thought I was gonna do it on the computer, but my computer was acting up. So
Ah, all good. Oh, so I'm talking on your phone?
yeah.
Nice, nice. So before we got started, you talked about your time here at Windy City Smokeout was just like a couple of weeks ago in the sweltering heat. But I understand you had a great show though, huh?
I had a good time. First
Well,
time in Chicago.
that was your first time in Chicago.
Yep.
So with that said, and doing a show like Windy City Smokeout, I imagine, I'm sure you played many, shows and stuff like that. But what were your impressions of Chicago being right there outside of the United Center, where the Bulls and the Blackhawks play, with like this gigantic country concert and festival happening?
Um, on the way up there, I thought it was gonna be like, like on the outskirts of Chicago or something.
Oh yeah, no,
And then we in the city, and it reminded me a lot of CMA Fest.
yeah. Yeah, it's right there, right in the middle of the city, and they just made an announcement that they're going to redo that entire area for like $7 billion. So it'll look vastly different in a couple of years. But you're going to be back in town here at Carol's Pub, so this will be your second time in Chicago, then.
Yep.
Yeah, Carol's Pub. If you're not familiar, are you familiar with it at all?
uh,
It is like it's been around for a long time, and it's a place that I back in the day used to be open till like 4:30 or 5 a.m. Country bar, and it was a country bar like in the middle of the part of the city that there were no country music or anything, but it was like this iconic place, and people would go, and in an era at the time where a lot of when I was coming of age in the city, there was a lot of boy band music and everything else, but Carol's Pub stood out, like in like rap rock and stuff like that. This is like early 2000s, but that kind of goes with what you were raised on. When I was reading about you, said you were raised on rap and rock, and somehow you found your way to country. Can you just talk about that a little bit, and like how a kid you're from Georgia, correct?
yeah, I'm from Willacoochee, Georgia.
Yeah. So like I imagine you got country all around you with, everything else with rap and rock, but how does one go from being raised on one type of music and having it all around you to then like pivoting completely and going into a different way?
Um, I don't know. I feel like all of it was around me the whole time, especially country music, and my dad was always playing it, and he tried to get me into it earlier on, but I wasn't having it.
No. What were you
Feel like
listening to when you were growing up?
when I was growing up, I was listening to some Lil Wayne,
Mm-hmm.
Eminem, uh, Drake.
So the heavy hitters, right?
Yeah,
So then, like,
but
what happened? How did country become like a thing? Not only that you started listening to, appreciating, but writing. I imagine writing country music might be a little bit different than writing other kinds of genre of music. Says the guy who's never written a song in his life except to like his girlfriend when he was like writing love notes. So I don't know anything about like what it is to write a song. Is it different?
um, it's a little different. Look, I didn't start to like country music till I suck at dates. I just remember I was watching TV in the lunchroom because my mom, she worked in the lunchroom, and me and my sister would go there with her early in the morning and just wait for the bus. And I was flipping through channels, and I hit CMT, and around that time it was a lot of like Jason Aldean, Florida Georgia Line, Luke
Yeah.
Bryan, and that was what got me into country music. And like, as for writing it, I didn't write my first country song until I want to say it was like 2018, and I sent it around to some friends, and they was like, "Nah, bro, this is good. Like, you should like do a whole project with it." And I think I did a whole album in about 2 weeks, but something happened with my computer, and I was only able to drop about 5 or 6 of them.
And 5 or 6 of them, and then That was your LP essentially.
Yeah, that was it from there. Like after that, I was like, this is what I want to do. It felt different writing it.
Oh, yeah, well, I think it's worked just because 1.5 million TikTok followers, 400 Instagram followers, and 135 million streams on Spotify. I hope that has gotten you a little bit of a nest egg, all of that success, but you're out there doing your thing. You're pushing forward. You're going on tour. So what's that been like to just, kind of, there's not a whole lot of, guys who start off or in one genre flip over to another one. Was it tough to break in, or were the people really receptive and said, no man, this guy's legit?
I don't know. I really ain't had no problem with it. Like every now and then, like I'll put out a song like "Small Town Talk." It's like super country, and then somebody, this is rap. I'm like, where do you hear rap?
Just because people see what they see or hear what they hear, but that's not really what's going on.
Yeah, that's all I could chalk it up to.
Yeah. When your people come to your shows, like walk me through like a show that you have. Like, does it start off slow, or you come out right away, and you like what's the show like?
My show, I usually have no. When I first started doing shows, I would put like some mid tempos in there, some slow ones, and because I'm starting out and I'm new to these people, I watch them like on the slow song and be like, okay, this is my song to go get a drink, or okay, go sit down. And so I didn't like that, and so what I started doing is like, even though it's like at the end of the show, I hate myself for doing it, but I feel the whole set list is nothing but upbeat.
What do you mean you hate yourself? Because you're exhausted?
Yeah, because I'm like, I probably shouldn't have did that. But it's like I don't want to give anybody time to like leave. I want everybody to be able to like just be in the moment the whole time.
Let me ask you this. I've seen a lot of shows in my life. Are you an artist that, when your show's over, you take a dip out of the stage and then you wait a second and then you come back and do another one like an encore, or you just stay on, do your thing, and you're done?
If we have another one, we'll do one, because a lot of times with everything we do it on the stage.
Yeah.
But we have like if I leave out, I'll get off stage, I'll wait for about 10 minutes, and then I come back out and I'll do like a little meet and greet.
Oh, that's cool. And so I'm guessing people can do that when they I think it's on a Friday, the 9th of August here at Carol's Pub. I imagine you be available for people to come out and do a little meet and greet with you, snap a few pictures, maybe get a couple more thousand followers on Instagram and TikTok. What do you think?
I don't know about 1,000 followers, but yeah, I'm down to talk to fix.
So for people who want to find out more about what you do, what's the best way for them to find, your Instagram channels and all that? What's your handle?
On Instagram, it's Rashad. It's RVSHVD. That's on YouTube too. TikTok, RVSHVD. Twitter, same thing.
The whole thing. And so, and as I was talking to you right now, you were like in the studio. What were you working on? Are you working on anything new, or you just tinkering around, or what's going on?
Just messing around. Like usually I just get on here. If I'm like, I got writer's block, I get on here and just make beats. Probably nothing I'm gonna get on, but I just like to make it for fun.
How often do you have writer's block?
Honestly, all the
I was going to say, it can't be easy just to come up with a song, right? I mean, I'm sure you have your moments where things are flowing and you got to let it out. But then sometimes when you want to sit down and write a song and make time for it, you're like, I got nothing.
Yeah, sometimes it's just like dead up here. And like I'll sometimes like play the game, or I'll watch a movie, or try to fish. Like I'll fish and try to think of something, but usually if I'm fishing, the only thing I'm thinking about is fishing.
Where do you go fishing?
I go with my buddy up here. Like when I'm back home, I go back. Like I got some places back home, but when I'm up here, buddy up here to like either we'll go to Percy Priest or Old Hickory.
And what's the what are you fishing for?
I'm going for bass every time.
Yeah.
It's like I grew up catching nothing but bluegill and catfish. The one I never really caught that much was bass, so that's the one I've been.
So are you a catch and release, or are you catch and eating?
Catch and release. If it's bass, bluegill or catfish, I'll or like some brim, I'll catch them. If I'm home, I'll put them in a bucket and I'll take them home to my daddy.
Nice. Well, hey, I look forward to meeting you when you're here in Chicago, and hopefully it'll be just as good of a time as you did at Windy City Smokeout. Except this place is all for you. Carol's Pub's like a nice warm hug, so you'll have a great time in there. And it's in a historic and iconic place in Chicago. So we'll see you here on the 9th of August.
All right, I'm excited to be there.
Yeah, man.